Monkey, directed by Osgood Perkins. He also just did Long Legs. If you like that, this is not exactly right up the same alley. This is more of a dark comedy. It's a story of basically two twins who find a monkey in the attic, or actually, it's more like in their basement. But it's like their dad used to bring them all sorts of stuff, and there's like this box they find, and well, the monkey's in there. Now, when you crank the little pin in the back, the monkey plays the little drum. Beep, doo 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 doo. He jams on that snare. But when he jams on that snare, people die. Like every snare hit is like an inconvenience to the world. So, don't teach the monkey any type of blast beats, because if he's just sitting there doing like 220, dude, that's like a whole continent's gonna fall off the earth or something. It's gonna be crazy. But yeah, it goes on to where a lot of deaths happen in their family, and then it moves forward in the years. And the little kids, I believe they're played by, I don't know, some new up and coming kid actors, Christian Convery and Colin O'Brien. They do a pretty decent job. This one actually has Tatiana Maslany as their mom in it, and she's actually not too bad in it. I mean, it's a huge step up from She-Hulk. And then the main guy, who he plays kind of basically, they're twins, so the same guy plays both characters. It's Theo James. I feel like I've seen him in other stuff, and I thought he was better in other stuff. But this movie's supposed to be a horror comedy, basically. And there are some funny parts in it, but not everything lands. I feel like the second half, like not the second half, like the second act is, I feel like it drags a lot. But I'll give it this, like the deaths in it are very Final Destination with like a mix of comedy, because Final Destination takes its stuff like it's like a what do you call it, a Rube Gold machine, but with like at the end of it, like the toaster shoots you, and like it's like one of those things. And that's how they treat this movie, where just random things happen and all of a sudden somebody dies. But what I found funny about it is the extreme ways that some people just die. I'm not going to give that away because it's almost kind of funny. Just people just they go away in interesting ways or whatnot. But it's an okay watch. It's only an hour and a half. It's like an hour, just a little over an hour and 30 minutes, give or take. So it's a pretty easy watch. I thought the ending was kind of weak. Like the scenarios, I guess, are because they're so ridiculous that the characters just are like numb to them, because nobody like really freaks out. They're just like expecting it. They're like, I guess that happened, and then they just move on with their day. So it's kind of a weird one. So don't go into expecting it like to be extreme. Like the monkey is actually pretty creepy. Like the toy, and don't call it a toy. They literally even say that in the movie a few times. Um, and it's overall, I would say it's a decent time. I had a better time with it than Captain America. Let's say that. If you're gonna go to the theater, go watch this instead. You'll probably have a better time. It's more worth your money, and it's probably cheaper. But no, overall, I had a good time with it. It's probably like, I don't know, the second best horror, maybe third, because Hard Eyes was pretty decent. Maybe third best horror of the year. Like I'd say Companion is better if Companion is still in theaters, even though I know people can just rent it. I would say go see that instead. That one's slightly better. But if you've already seen that, then go check out The Monkey. I like when they, when horror movies do well. Like last year, some of my favorite movies were some of these indies, and Long Legs wasn't on the list, but this is the same guy who did Long Legs. That one's also kind of weird. This one was decent. I would say go check it out if you have time. You'll have a good time with it. It's kind of funny. I would say that the middle kind of drags a little bit, though. There's a side story with like how he's like estranged from his son kind of deal, and that that's not exactly ever really resolved or anything. He just happens to be there. There's a lot of it's like they threw in little random stuff to make a fuller story out of this because I know it's like a short story made by Stephen King, and then they just kind of expanded on that. But I would say definitely do not teach the monkey any type of death metal because that guy's just be slamming on that snare, and like I said, a continent's gonna fall off. So don't do it. Bad monkey. Bad monkey. Good movie. Go check it out. Have a good one.